Last night was the Super Bowl. Of course, Super Bowl is synonymous with awesome commercials. So today, I'm a digital marketer, and I'm going to give my reaction to some of the ads that were shown last night. So let's go right into the first one. This is from Rakuten, Not So Clueless.
I used to be pretty clueless about shopping.
Among other things.
Like, when I heard I could save by getting cash back with Rakuten, I was like, as if. But then I was like, why didn't I do this sooner?
So, a couple things right off the bat. Obviously, they are tying, Rakuten has brought on clueless stars from the movie, which I think is like almost 30 years old. So what this does is it obviously builds the credibility. It associates Rakuten with the Clueless brand, which is quite iconic, especially within the demographic, which would be like kind of my demographic to 35 to 50-year-olds, female. So which I'm imagining would be an ideal target audience for this, given that they're showing a sweater here. And also what we can get right off the bat as well is the fact that there's a reference of like, oh, I wish I had known earlier that there were savings. So it cuts right to the point that you're going to save. This is more of a like mid to lower a part of the funnel where you're actually, there's a call to action. There's an image here of showing you how to actually make a purchase, which would be considered bottom of the funnel.
Ooh, you can get cash back on all the fashion, even your most capable outfits.
At your fave beauty stores?
Ooh, eye cream. Not that I need it.
And on pretty much whatever.
Who put that there?
So basically what this is saying is like, you can continue to like live your life as you are and you're going to save. So it's reducing the friction point. It's eliminating that friction point, saying, hey, you don't have to do anything like out of the norm. You'll save for doing the things that you normally do, and you'll save on X, Y, and Z. And did you know that it's actually at these stores that you commonly use?
In conclusion, you'd have to be butt crazy to shop with that Rakuten. Cha-ching. Hello. Do I even get a rebuttal?
I'm sure it'd be brutal.
Whatever.
Okay, so at the end there, they obviously tied the brand back in, the Clueless brand. So they use like the whatever and the gum, and right, you would be kind of clueless to not use Rakuten, basically. So they've done a good job of synthesizing the brands. I don't know how effective they have been at like actually explaining kind of what Rakuten does. Essentially, like, from my understanding, I know the brand, but really it's you download an app and you can use this app to get savings on stores that you already use, right? I think they've done a good job of targeting kind of the right demographic in that 35 to 50-year-old female, considering the movie came out 30 years ago when that group would have been in their teens. They've done a good job of explaining kind of like the fact that it's very frictionless, that you're going to be able to, do the normal shopping that you would normally do. And they've made it fun. They've made it fun and light as well as you can, given this. What I really also would like to finalize here is that we've seen a lot of product placement in movies and product placement in shows. And this is kind of reversing that and having like show placement within commercials, which you'll see is a bit of a trend this year at the Super Bowl. So I would say this is a good, well done for that like kind of middle to lower part of the funnel there. All right, let's jump into the second one.
The estimated
Bud
hold
Light.
time is now
Bud Light
less
hold.
than 96 minutes.
All right, so right away, this this music would be familiar to anyone that's been on hold. Obviously, that's the name of the commercial, Bud Light Hold. So that hold music is there. They decided to grab some beers from the fridge, okay, and he's dancing a little bit with it, passing it on. Okay, so this is fun. So obviously they're dancing around, they're playing with the Bud Lights. Little like wishful thinking that it's going to be they're going to get back on the call. The first thing I'll say right off the bat is that the sometimes less is more in terms of sound. Like, you'll note that they haven't said any words, they haven't said anything. Really, this is a very visual, obviously, commercial where he's just jumped into the fridge, got the beers, they're on hold, they're dancing. So it's telling a story without saying anything, and that's very impactful. Because people relate more to body language versus kind of the words that come out. So it's kind of like body language and then tone and what you say third are kind of the priorities to like move someone to action. I would say, the Bud Light story really is grabbing the Bud Light and opening it and starting to drink it has led to them dancing in an otherwise unfavorable situation. So what the subtext of the message here is that, like, drinking a Bud Light is the pros of that outweigh the cons of waiting on hold, right? And you can turn a negative situation into a positive one by grabbing a Bud Light. And the dogs get into it. Right?
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
So that's a subtle thing there. You may have missed it. So she comes on, she says, "Hey, are you still there?" in a very serious tone, and she's smiling, almost laughing, like "Yeah, I'm here." And if you think of yourself being on hold, it's like, "Yeah, I'm still here," right? So what that is doing is very subtly alluding to the fact, again, that the Bud Light drinking, the Bud Light dancing, and it's easy to drink. It's just much better than even, it outweighs being on hold. The pros of dancing and having fun outweigh the negative of being on hold. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, Bud Light. You'll notice there also that what's also interesting is the video, the commercial, they never get off hold, right? So it's almost like it's like inevitable that it's always going to be on hold. So I think that's very powerful there. And this would be more, I would say, like top and middle of the funnel, because they don't talk about like the I mean, it's a bit hits a few different notes. So there's definitely an awareness piece at the top mid funnel. There's the engagement of the dancing, and then I guess the call to action is it's easy to drink, right? So easy to drink, easy to enjoy. These are all reasons why you should drink Bud Light now. So it kind of hits a few parts of the funnel there, but I would say it's more in the like upper to mid range of the funnel. Commercial number 3, digital marketer reacts to Super Bowl ads. Okay, this one.
John?
Bree, any idea why we
Almonds.
are in a fridge?
Well, I'm Bree.
Yeah, I'm John.
I know, but you're John who?
John Ham.
So we're Bree and
Bree and Ham. Ham and Bree, I get it. And Hellman's.
we're dinner.
Well, with Hellman's, all these leftovers can be anything. Is that Pete Davidson? Uh-huh. He really is.
Okay, so a couple things right off the bat. So you have 2 celebrities in the fridge there. They've kind of made a joke, a pun on like their last names. And you might have noticed that line where it's like, there's a bunch of things in the fridge that can go with Hellman's. So it's showing the kind of the diversity of the foods that Hellman's could be applied on and used on. And of course, the last names are Ham and Bree. So that's, again, as I mentioned, a play on the words there, a little bit punny. I feel like this commercial is geared towards, a late 40 to early 50s or mid 50s kind of audience, given the celebrities in there.
Is everywhere.
I'm gonna eat you guys.
Okay.
You guys are really delicious.
It's weird.
Hellman's brings leftovers.
And then you got Pete Davidson there. Okay, so that might be appealing to a little bit more of the younger audience there. Make taste, not waste. So this is kind of cool. So it basically, it's a good line, right? Because basically it's saying that it'll take your leftovers that you're going to let go bad and throw out into like food that you're going to enjoy again, right? So it's like a new angle on a very simple, condiment that would be used, right? So that is pretty good there. I would say the fact that there, even though it's kind of it's out of focus. You can see a bunch of different foods in the background, and they're all would be used. Mayo would be used there. Popcorners, Breaking Good.
Yo, these are the bomb.
And they're air popped, not fried.
Popcorners. You're an artist.
Actually, Jesse, it's just basic ingredients. No, we don't eat our own supply.
Mr. White.
Jesse.
Everyone's gonna want to taste. And I know just the guy to talk to.
What are these?
We call them popcorners.
Okay, so again, like in the Clueless ad, this is leveraging on Breaking Bad, and rather than having a product placement in the show, it's basically placing the show into the commercial for the popcorners. So, to be honest, I don't watch Breaking Bad, so you'll have to excuse me. I mean, obviously, I'm familiar with this guy, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, and I understand the gist of it in terms of like what they're doing in the back of the bus and stuff, right? But yeah, so this is good. It's kind of playing on obviously the show and showing kind of why how Popcorners plays into it. Let's keep going.
Say their name.
Popcorners. Time! Yeah! How much of this stuff do you have?
We've got 6 signature flavors, Joe.
7! You make 7!
7.
7 works.
Yeah.
So again, not being familiar with the show, I imagine that that kind of scene is like taken from another scene that's a lot more serious. This is a Breaking Good. That's Breaking Bad. So and you can see they have like the whole like elements in the BR and the TH there. The big thing here, obviously, that it's emphasizing from a marketing perspective is the fact that there's more flavors. That would be kind of the call to action to say, hey, we're educating you on the fact that there's more flavors. I'm assuming the ones that they're showing here are like their newer flavors. We don't have popcorners in Canada, I don't believe, so you'll have to excuse me there. But obviously, you have the RV in the back there. It has the kind of the look and feel. It has the characters. So it's kind of cool, and it's like tight. Like I would imagine that that's kind of stuff from the show, and it's like not 6, must be 7. So there's been more of an emphasis than the Clueless ad on like staying true to the characters and the storylines of the actual show. Like the Rakuten one, it almost turned into like a different show using the same characters. Again, I haven't watched a lot of Breaking Bad, but I'm imagining that this is quite close and almost like being a parody of like actual scenes from the show. This does a good job of highlighting the flavors. The guy tries it. You can hear the pop in the mouth, when he takes the crunch. So again, this is that middle of the funnel where they're trying to emphasize there's more flavors. It tastes great, and also it's healthy as well, quote unquote healthy. I think they talk about the fact that it was air fried and not cooked in other ways that might be cooked in that RV. All right, and last but not least, we have Doritos with Jack Harlow, Missy Elliott. This was my favorite last night. So let's just fire it up and approach it, react from the perspective of a digital marketer.
It's just not right. Nah, I need to try something new.
All right, so Jack Harlow, if you don't know, is a rapper, and basically he's in the studio. He wants to approach something new. He gets inspired by the triangle from the Dorito, and he shows the triangle, which I think the illusion here really is that like the triangle is a very simple, mundane, boring instrument, and you can tell by the fact that the crowd is getting excited here. They're screaming, right? You can see from them getting excited, he's taken something simple and made it exciting, right? And of course, that's like referencing back to the Dorito as well. And Doritos has always kind of, especially in the last few years, in their marketing, have talked about the triangle angle and focused on that. So let's keep watching Missy Elliott here.
I gotta do me, Missy. No, no, no. It's ding, 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 ding. Not ding, 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 ding.
Jack Harlow did it again.
So Missy was questioning, hey, why are you using the triangle? And then he comes in and he is like having practice. It's almost like his like Rocky sequence where he's like all training with the triangles to be like the best in the triangle world.
Ting, ting, ting.
Learning the triangle. The triangle.
Yes, yes, yes! Yes, that's it, that's it.
America has a case of triangle fever.
Everybody, we are sold out of triangles, but we still have cowbells?
The triangle has replaced the British pound.
Triangle by Harlow.
So you can see how like the triangle has become like ubiquitous with like commercial contemporary culture and pop culture. It's funny actually when we watched this commercial live initially, a lot of us thought this was the end of the commercial and stopped paying attention. It's what's interesting from a marketing perspective is that we've only seen that Dorito once, and then the triangle has like been a reference to Doritos, and it's gone viral and gotten excited. So it's kind of cool how they've like, maintained and kept the brand along, but made it very subtle and minimal, which is a common and popular way to market, especially in this type of medium. Drop the triangle.
And Triangle Player of the Year goes to...
Now he's eating the Doritos. See that? So poor Jack is like, okay, so if you missed that, it was the Triangle Player of the Year is, and then you see like Elton John like playing a triangle, like a massive triangle, right? And so Jack Harlow's like, what? I was the one that made the triangle everything it is today in society. And of course, while he's talking about that, he's eating Doritos. So we've brought the product back in. Try another angle.
There you have it, the top
right?
5.
So you can see like from that, let's try another angle, right? Try another angle. So it's cool because it's like when you run out of ideas, you try another angle. And in this case, it was the triangle, right? So you see this sometimes in marketing. This is typically a very like top of the funnel type thing. You can see they're not like really promoting anything like specific as it relates to Doritos. I think at the end, maybe it's like they very subtly add in, new flavor, sweet and tangy barbecue flavor, but flavored. But it's like, I don't think that's really the main call to action. The main call to action is try another angle, which in this case is a new flavor. But really the whole play is around that middle of the funnel, top of the funnel awareness. And again, reinforcing the association between Doritos and that triangle. All right, thanks for watching the recap of the Super Bowl commercials from last night, 2023. They were fun. Some common themes were certainly like product placement reversal. So like, show placement within commercials. We had Clueless, we had Breaking Bad. Other things, as we would see normally in years, celebrity endorsements, sponsorships. So you had Jack Harlow, Missy Elliott, Elton John there. You had the Clueless crew, the Breaking Bad people. You had Brian Ham. So again, that's a popular tactic of getting the celebrity endorsement from within the commercial, and that's where the big dollars end up going a lot of the times. And then of course, we saw what was interesting was it was all mainly consumer goods. There were a couple of chip commercials there. There was Rakuten, which is like low dollars, probably low margin products tend to gravitate towards this type of marketing that have a national and international presence because they can benefit. Also, I guess the other thing to note is that, there's no like niche within a lot of these. Of course, Rakuten is geared like kind of more towards the female audience with the Clueless tie-in, and then maybe Some other ones that were like age oriented in certain ways. Breaking Bad might be more male oriented in that way. And with the Bud Light, it was kind of balanced. It's more around couples, and so there's clearly some targets within each of the ads that we saw. There's no like real strong like bottom of the funnel type thing. So when I say bottom of the funnel, I mean like a strong call to action towards, hey, pick up the phone and call this number right now. You wouldn't typically see that type of ad in the Super Bowl. I think the closest to that we would have seen would have been Rakuten with like, jump on the app right now and start saving today kind of thing. Otherwise, it's all really around like brand association with triangles, with Clueless, with Breaking Bad, make that hold music fun, right? We've all heard that hold music. So taking popular references within pop culture and then tying it back in to the product is always popular with these types of commercials. But I'd say, the businesses that choose to do a Super Bowl commercial, they do it because they know that they're going to get a good return on it. They're going to get a lot of eyeballs. So I think as a general statement, you're getting a lot of awareness, and that's why you would do a Super Bowl commercial, which as we know are quite costly. It would be probably hard to measure like the direct impact of this. So, yeah, for sure. You can probably, Rakuten's probably looking at how many downloads they got from the day before type thing, but I would caution companies about looking at the direct translation into dollars from that. Not like most people aren't going to drink a Bud Light on a Monday, right? Or maybe even buy Doritos or popcorners on a Monday after a Sunday, right? So they're looking more for the longer term play. They're looking for the shelf life, which Super Bowl comes and goes very quickly. So there's also a lead up with these commercials in a lot of times. So some of them have been playing for a few days in anticipation for the Super Bowl, but this is a pure awareness tactic with some engagement in the middle of the funnel for you to have a better understanding of what makes that brand different, unique, and whether that's associating yourself with a different show, celebrity, or even other unique selling propositions. That's really what their goal is. The extent of bottom of the funnel conversions, as I mentioned, Rakuten, try this new chip flavor. We have new flavors. Or drink a Bud. It's easy to drink a Bud. So thank you so much for watching. This was a digital marketer's reaction to the Super Bowl commercials from last night, Super Bowl 2023. And thanks so much for watching.